Hello. Today we'll be playing Shelter. In this video we'll begin the early night scene for Rune. The sound of the automatic door closing behind us gets drowned in the sounds of our gear and clothes landing on the floor as we run towards the entrance of our bathroom. Cold air digs into my skin as I run by the completely naked rooms, sighing nothing but my underwear. Suddenly, he makes a short turn to our bathroom. Ooh. Ah! As he jumps across the room right into the bathtub, and I immediately follow. It is right after I leap off the ground where I notice that the bathtub is still empty and both Bowie and Matt stand on the side, staring at us dumbfounded. Ow! Where have you? I'm sorry, Rune. I'm so sorry. You okay? Purple jumped headfirst into the empty pool, then I fell right on top of him, softening my own impact but simply hurting my poor friend. This is terrible. Look, what in the blazes? What the hell are you doing? Aren't you cold? I am. I have to go and put my clothes back on. Do you need yours, Rune? Nah, it's fine, mate. I'll just hang around here. Just turn the water on. I want to swim. I'm on it. Damn, it's so cold. I hurry out of the bathroom and put my clothes back on. While I'm still at the corridor, putting my pants on, I can hear Bowie interrogating and scolding Rune about my bruises and scratches, but Matt's manages to calm him down. It takes me a minute, but by the time I come back, the three of them laugh and start talking between each other and little events from their afternoons. There was so much passion in their voices and any worries that they could have had melt away among the excitement of this special day. We're finally going to witness guys away together. As I step toward the water controls, I pass by the edge of the bath to take a glance at my husky friend. He overflows with so much happiness that even a big pool wouldn't be enough to contain it all. Yeah, even on the most mundane of days, the Chief's happiness spreads across the whole cell that gives us strength and confidence, a gift that keeps on giving. He himself, though he doesn't ask, deserves those gifts the most. Without a word, I smile and nod at him. He in turn, still lying on the floor, looks at me, raises his hand with a thumbs up, and he grins. It takes me a while to figure out how the hydraulics in this particular bath work. Of course, Rune could just do that himself since he said he's a regular here, but he refused to get out of the empty bath once he hopped in. I asked Matt for help then. After some investigating, trial and error, we finally managed to make it work. Woo. As soon as the stream of warm water starts to fill in the bath, Rune rolls in it and splashes like a excited puppy. He laps some of it too. Rune, no, don't drink bath water. Don't worry, Luke. I can tell that it's perfectly clean water. No, not if you rolled in it freshly after a workout. Okay, yeah, that's disgusting. Are you coming in, or are you going to just stand there like a couple of lost puppies? Rune just excited, splashing water around. It's amusing to see him even more cheerful than usual. In the meantime, Bowie takes out a couple of players and starts arranging our collection of snacks on them. Give it a little more time. The water level is still barely up to your sins. What, Bowie? Are you afraid to get cold? You out of all people shouldn't. You are the fluffiest and fattest of us all. Yes, but Luke and Max are not fluffy or fat. We will join you in a moment. I still have the fears of plating. Oh, don't you worry about us, Bowie. We can take care of food and drinks. I brought a bunch of good stuff of my own, so leave me some space here. Yeah, go and join Rune. We'll be right behind you. I see that Burry is hesitant, but ultimately he sighs and wags his tail. Very well, thank you. Ray leaves the players and starts undressing by the edge of the pool. In the corner of my eye I can see Rune wetting himself to splash Burry, but in the end he puts his ears flat down and stops. Burry probably gave him a cautionary glare. In the meantime I start filling 4 mugs while I find alcohol and Max finishes Burry's playing with his own arrangement of snacks. He has a wide variety of cured meats and half-dry exotic food. They look pretty luxurious. Where does he get his hands on all that? Nice stats, Max. Are these all gifts? Most of them, yeah. Some are from your tavern regulars, some from the visitors from the outside. It was a fun afternoon. I wish you were there with us. Sorry, I couldn't be everywhere at once. Oh, I know. Don't worry about that. Actually, now that we're talking about that, you got a gift too. What, me? Yeah, here you go. Happy skies ablaze from a secret admirer from the outside. I got a small wooden box and stared at it. I grabbed the small wooden box and stared at it, surprised. Nothing like that has ever happened before. I don't have a nose as sensitive as a dog's, but even I can tell that there's some kind of sweet confectionery inside. The scent is so strong and sweet that I can almost taste it without even unsealing the box. Almost too strong and must be overpowering for them. And this is for me. Max takes out a fancy-looking bottle filled with green, foggy liquid. A small crystal rests at the top of the bottle. He holds it in front of me, smiling. I know this one is alcohol, but of a very peculiar kind that we don't sell at our tavern. It's basically a magic potion of monocrystal, activated and brewed in pure alcohol. Super expensive and rare stuff. With the regular folk, the presence of alien mana simply serves to give an additional buzz. However, for people like us who actively dabble in magic, that's an opportunity for an even better experience. I can't tell what kind of alcohol it is exactly, but I can guess that the mana infused in it must be of the rodent kind. Green is the color of their species. This is extremely rare. Dude, where the hell did you get it? No questions, just take it. I was saving it for a special occasion, and tonight is one. Max pushes the bottle into my hand and looks very happy with himself, back at his tail and all. However, I feel a bit uneasy looking at this beautiful, expensive bottle. Thank you. But Max, I don't have a gift. I don't have any gift for you. This I didn't have anything for Rune when he gave me his gift. I grumbled, look away, and sang. I completely unprepared for the since I didn't expect to attend today's celebrations until a few hours ago. But that didn't stop them from whipping out something cool and thoughtful for me. I don't deserve their generosity. What did he give you? A giant dildo or something? Surprisingly, no. I unseated the blade and presented it to him. Despite a few scratches after our last minute sparring with Rune, I could still clearly see Max's impressed eyes in it. Oh damn, Rune. And I was worried my potion was too extravagant. To be fair, I didn't spend that much on it. I sent Pan to only grab me a simple short sword with a quick engraving. But one of the merchants kind of owes me a favor. He probably found out it was for me. Pan isn't good at keeping secrets. Oh my, is that? Luke, can I hold it? He starts opposing me with a curious look. When I hand him the blade, he smiles up at his tail. He looks at the blade in awe. Another maker of the sword. You would be hard pressed to find a better non-magical blade made by a canine hand. You're lucky, Luke. This is a beautiful artisan work. I'm kind of starting to doubt if I'm the right person to keep it. Don't, it's yours. Trust me, you keeping it is as much of a gift to me as it is to you. Especially if you want to spar with me with it in your hand. Rune falls back and floats in the water. with only the tip of his muzzle sticking out. I chuckle seeing that, and the rest of us goes back to our preparations. Finally, the food and drinks are ready. The bath is full and it's steaming hot. Nothing left to do but to get in there and finally enjoy ourselves. Well then, time to jump in, Max. Yeah, let's. I start stripping off my coat and shirt when I expose my bare skin to the cold floor. I cringe and start shivering. It's so cold here, I have to take off my boots and trousers and flash and jump into hot water as soon as possible. I fasten the laces on my boots and start tugging them off. One at a time. I can't do that without sitting and jumping on one leg like a dummy, so sit down on the floor to do that. Once both of my boots come off, socks and trousers quickly follow, and let out a loud gasp when my exposed thighs touch the ice cold floor. I get on all fours and start crawling toward the water and nothing but my underwear. Just a few more steps and, mate. Suddenly, Rune emerges from under the water and puts his big wet hand on my face, stopping me in my tracks. The steaming hot bath is almost within the reach of my arm. Rune, stop it. Let me in or I'll bite your hand off. I swear to. Not until you drop your boxes first. No pants allowed, not tonight. Are you for real? Stop being a dumbass, just let me. Burry, can you please help, huh? When I look at Burry, I see him submerged to his neck in water and relaxed. I wasn't paying attention earlier, but now I notice it. Despite the water's surface and better than view, I can tell that he's not wearing any underwear either. He looks back at me with a hint of embarrassment. Forgive me. Would you prefer me to? I turn to Max instead. Oh boy. Sorry, Luke. I just assumed since we're all friends. That is fine, Luke. We can bathe covered if you prefer. No, it's not okay. This is a night for us to celebrate skies ablaze, so I'll fool us. No restraints. The fact that you don't want to bathe with your friends naked shows that you're still holding yourself back. You say that your underwear symbolizes your mental barriers. For your own good, I will get rid of them and set you free. Save me your mental gymnastics. You're just a pervert and want to see my junk. Even if I do, so what? Why are you so embarrassed about that? If I already seen your junk. But wait, Rune, you have seen it as well? Both of you did too? Both Max and Burry are completely shocked by that revelation, but Rune is overjoyed. Apparently, they never talked with each other about those weird events. But when? When did that happen? Oh, I was in bed with Luke, naked, before we even exchanged first words. No? I can hear a note on the nostalgia of Burry's voice as he starts reminiscing about the past, but he quickly stops himself and fake calls flustered. His embarrassment doesn't measure up to mine, though. It's true to have been naked with each of my friends at some point in the past, usually due to unusual circumstances. Still, when it's brought up like that, it makes me sound like a pervert. I'm not, though. I'm a decent person. However, more than my pride, I'm bothered about me being sprawled nearly naked over the ice-cold floor right now. Since both Rune and Max are distracted, I seize the opportunity to dodge to the side and grab the edge of the pool to pull myself into the water. The voices of my friends get muffled as I get enveloped in the world of warmth. Too much warmth. It's hot. It burns. Ah, Luke. I hear a quiet splash of water and Max is by my side, almost instantly dragging my back to the edge of the pool, clinging to it while I let my body get used to the sun's changing temperature. Breathe, Luke, breathe. And I embrace the cold water on my chest and my arms spread. When I give it some thought, the heat of the water slowly turns from painful to soothing. I think I will live. So as I was saying, damn it, Will, you're impossible. Well, okay. I won't pester you anymore. But come on, you're making such a big of a deal about that, but it isn't at all. Every single one of us have always seen you naked, all three of us. You can't allow yourself a little freedom. Didn't you once tell me to be free too, Luke? Keep our tragic backstory out of this, you jerk. Rune sits up, but he keeps staring at me with that sad stare. Oh, just look at him. I can't take my own eyes away. He's a huge, strong guy, but he can act like a manipulative little puppy when he wants to. I know his tricks, though. I won't let myself be manipulated. You let a hussy have it his way once, he will only start asking for more. I'm a bit scared what Rune's more could be tonight. No, not taking them off. But Luke, that's enough, Rune. Drop it. You just said you wouldn't pester him anymore. Yeah, but... No buts. You got your answer. Yeah. Fine. You two aren't going to dress back up now too, are you? Would you like us to, Luke? No, it's fine. You guys do whatever you want. Forgive us, Luke. Is this your first time bathing a group? This may be normal behavior to us, but not necessarily to your kind, huh? Since you don't have a pocket to hide your snake, nudity must feel much more intimate to you, huh? Max? Yeah, you always flops around freely. Anyone can see exactly what you're packing as soon as you drop your pants. Rune. Be more mindful of what you say, I beg of you. It is not Luke's fault that he lacks a pocket. He's born that way. Unless you yourself were born pocketless and your snake always dangle around freely like his. Not even any fur to save your decency. Wouldn't you feel the same with yourself? Bowie? Actually, I love that. That sounds hot. Of course it does to you, but not everyone's a sexual deviant. You have no idea what it's like to be like him. In my opinion, it's very unfair of you to criticize his inborn deficiencies. If I were a human, I would be absolutely embarrassed of my naked body too. It is insanely attractive, yes. However, I would not like to display all myself all the way to my snake and naked skin as fearlessly as some sort of a kinky prostitute. Tonight is a friendly gathering, not an orgy. I fully support Luke's decision of sparing the sight of his soft, hanging genitals. But he turns toward me, smiles, and gives me a thumbs up, as if to say, I got your back, friend. Rune holds one of his signature smirks plastered over his muzzle, and Max holds one of his palms over his face. I myself am at a loss of words. You know what? Screw it. I grab my underwear and take it off. Nothing but a reflection of water bending the view to have my nudity. But look, we told you it's fine. You don't have to. I know Barry's yelps and waves a thick lining cloth in my hand to toss at Rune. He catches it mid-air in his maw. Happy? And now I can see the fluffy tail swishing in water, making little ripples on the surface. Barry scratches his cheek in embarrassment, but ultimately he sighs and wags his tail too. Matt just watches everything unfolding in amusement. Suddenly, Rune lets out a light glance, his eyes brighten as if he just thought of something exciting. He takes my underwear out of his mouth. Hey, want to see something cool? He rolls up thick fabric into a ball and squeezes it in his hand very hard. Then he looks up and observes the sky for a moment. Is he checking for wind? The snowflakes fall straight down, so I think there can't be anything more than maybe a light breeze outside. Rune twists his body like a pike thrower, with the underwear holding hands submerged deep down in the water. Then suddenly a big wave splashes me right in the face when Rune launches my pants from under the water straight into the sky. As soon as the projectile leaves the walls, the temperature difference creates mist as thick as white smoke, and the little droplets of water sparkle like the stars. A few long seconds pass, and at some point I completely lose sight of my pants. Then I can hear the sound of little pieces of ice landing in the water and on the floor near us, like hail. Immediately followed by a big chunk of ice slamming against the hard floor maybe 2 meters away from me. I instinctively wince and turn my head away to avoid the sprayed ice shards. When I look there again, I see my underwear frozen to the bone. Pretty cool, huh? That was dangerous. Don't do that around Luke again. Immediately, it was pretty cool, though. Puts this into perspective how cold it is outside, huh? Also, I think the fabric will hit the ground. Doesn't matter. You won't need them for the rest of the evening anyway. Yeah, we have food. We have the food, the drinks, warm water, and good company. We're set. So, what now? Time for the first toast? Well, I'll grab our mugs and gather around closer. I can't believe this actually happened. I've been dreaming about hanging out with my friends on Skies of Blade for so long. I thought it would never happen. The other guys look happy here, too. I know that they were set for a fun time without me. Anyway, I'm grateful that they still decided to change their plans to hang out with me. I have been handling the turret all this time, but I have no clue about the customs of this event for the social side at all. Should we just sell cheers and drink, or should someone make a speech? This is a very special day, and I feel like this first toast deserves a speech. I don't feel like the right person for that, though. Rune, why don't you say a few words? Kickstart the party. Sure, mate. Cheers, everyone. Let's get pissed drunk until we can't walk straight anymore, you sassy bastards. Let's drink, for dogs and human dogs alike. Drink until your barbecues drop off. Ooh. And he raises his bottle. I do too. But I see a look of disapproval on Brody's face. Matt, could you please? Me? Sure. Let's see. Matt clears his throat, focuses, and takes a deep breath and smiles. Hey, what's wrong with my toast? Yeah, it was fun and straight to the point. Something you hear in the tavern all the time. Yes, but tonight is not just any everyday at the basin. At Skies Ablaze, the celebration of Celta is Luke's first time. So please forgive me, Rune, but I do not think it's important. To be on the play like that. We should do it properly for Luke's sake. Have a chance to show your appreciation for what Celta gives you, and I think that those thoughtless vulgarities simply do not do it justice. It's okay, Burry. Honestly, don't mind. But Burry, being able to drink blind with you all tonight, all naked with no care in the world is exactly what I'm grateful for. This is something I couldn't do anywhere else, with all the worry and responsibility weighing on me at all times out there. Yeah, I can finally be careless and free. This is special. Rune's smile doesn't leave his muzzle, but the look in his eyes mellows down. He spreads his arms and rests his back on the stone rubble, relaxing while the rest of us sit quiet. Before I was even born, my life was already decided for me. It had to do with responsibility drilled into my cute little puppy head. As soon as I learned how to speak, all my upbringing was focused on crafting me into a sword for our country's protection. It's a dangerous world out there, and people needed someone to protect them. That's true, and I do not regret all of the good that my silly sword waving brought to some people. But at the same time, what kind of weak fake protection and hope could be brought by someone who never had a chance to learn what safety and stability was like in the first place? Wow, now that I think about it, that's kind of hilarious that each and every one of us went through some silly childhoods, huh? And as hard as I might have punished myself, that was then, this is now, I should be used to that by now. Those things just keep coming back to bite if left unresolved. No dog or any other living being should ever feel the need of getting used to apathy. We all sit quiet and listen while Rune stares at his missing right hand, and a bright smile returns on his muzzle. But then Luke came into my life, with him Celta. In the world of endless futile struggles, Celta finally gave me peace as well as something my heart truly believed was worth protecting. The world will say that I ran away from my responsibilities, but I don't care. I know I can't save the world. And I don't want to. It was the world that kept me in chains and Celta set me free. I have finally chosen my own battle to fight. A battle against anything or anyone who would even dare to disrupt my peace or the safety of anyone seeking their sanctuary here. You want a thoughtful toast? Then let me once again say what I always said. Cheers, everyone. Let's get pissed drunk until our barbecues drop off. We can't walk straight anymore. Let's be horny, stupid, careless, happy, and free. Because here, you sassy bastards, we're at last safe to be. So, the shelter, the safety, the ducks. It takes a few moments of us staring at Rune in amazement before finally, Rune starts clapping and Matt lets out a loud howl. Boris soon joins him. 7:04 outside, a howl gets returned. Then another, and 5 more. Then 100. That's incredible. Rune's purpose to keep us safe and free, that allow quarrels, our happiness outside must be proved that our efforts are not for naught. Now that me and Rune join the howling, he smiles, glancing at me, and lets his tongue flap out to the side of his maw. It's impossible not to be happy around that beautiful, hunky, silly creature. My attention gets pulled back to the other dogs when everyone in the bath starts gathering together. I put my arm around Rune's shoulder and he wraps his own behind my back and we get ready to swing our mugs for the toast. To shelter. The enormous metal structure stands a bright beacon of life amidst the frozen, empty plains. The cold exterior hosts hundreds of heartbeats. Laughter and howls echo throughout these once abandoned hallways. Tonight is a celebration of this miracle. However, it isn't its protection that attracts people. Those with unstated yearnings won't find peace and safety or stability. Mystery, romances, and challenges what draws them. Promises and hopes. Even if the sky itself can burst into bright passion, then why shouldn't they aim to do the same? If they witness the limits being broken over and over, then maybe in the end there have never been any limits at all. In the struggle against the land, the cold in their own cells let the winds rekindle the dying embers. As at night we fight to celebrate that what is yet unknown. Okay, it's my turn. What's it called, bad boy? Shut his own dog, who instantly swings and drinks his shot of spirit, then shows me the empty glass for a refill. When I pour him another shot, Matt laughs and drinks his shot as well. I expect Boy to look at him disappointed, but to my surprise he whines and hesitantly sips the content of his glass as well. He avoids my stare when I refill his glass. Well, Boy, not so much of a Saint Bernard, are you? I have never claimed I was. People are inclined to try reasonable things when youthful lust clouds judgment. Do you gum in your mouth too? Gah. Come on, Rune. You already asked your question. You can ask that one or your stupid. You can ask that one on your next round. Please don't. That's embarrassing. At least Luke was a good boy growing up. He didn't drink this round either. Yeah, I'm surprised. Seriously, Luke. You never tried doing that? Not even when growing up? Oh yeah, I still tried. But I'm just not that flexible. What, really? I never noticed. Is that true? I see. Man, that sucks. You're missing out. Nothing I can do about that. I try, but my back just doesn't bend as easily as canines. And now that I'm a grown, and now that I'm an adult, I got even more with it. It's okay, Luke. That's not your fault. It's not even a matter of fault. That's just how it is. Nothing weird. Yeah, but it's probably fun to be able to do that sometimes, huh? A blow hobby whenever you want. But yeah, I should have break my spine to get the lips wrapped over my junk. It's okay, mate. Sit with me through a couple more bottles, and maybe you won't have to. Well, at least you are safe from drinking this round too, Luke. Yeah, again. Yeah. Have you had even a single shot since we started? Nope. Not yet. I look at the spirit in my shot glass. It's been sitting there for a good 10 minutes. I wonder if it still has any alcohol left or has it already evaporated to the heat by now. We're playing a pretty simple drinking game called Once Ago a Bad Boy. Basically, each of us basically bears a statement. Then everyone to whom that statement applies has to drink a shot. And then the rest are good boys for the round, and they can be proud and wear their tails. I've seen the dogs playing that at the tavern all the time. There's always a lot of laughter and silly, stupid stories from the past. You really get to learn new things about your friends through it. But ever since we started playing, none of the statements have applied to me yet. Not because I'm just a good boy, but because all the statements so far only fake canines in one way or another, culturally or physically. Let's go a bad boy made a doll from his own setting. Let's go a bad boy buried a snack into the ground and forgot where. Let's go a bad boy got his dog stuck in a hole. Those are all things I have never thought about doing, but they're apparently embarrassingly common among my friends. That's fascinating. But a little frustrated, I can't even make myself drink with my own statement because the rule is that whoever drank their shot first in the last round goes for next. Wow, mate, you're good at this game. You gotta outlast all of us. I wouldn't mind having at least one shot, you know? But maybe you will now. What's to go at? Nope. You can't ask two questions at once. It's my turn now. Come on, I have a good one. A sexual one, I presume. But those are the best. Keep that thought. I'm sure you still have a chance. In the meantime, what's a bad boy got smoothed by someone of another species? Crap. I was in such a rush I splashed the spirit in my throat, and some of that went into the wrong hole. I immediately coughed out the whole shot back over the bath's surface. It makes a beautiful yet short-lived rainbow. Luke, I'm okay. Ugh. And I got it. I was first. Yes, you were. Here, have a refill. You earned it. Max takes a liquor bottle and refills my shot glass. I noticed that he acts somehow odd. He chuckles as he glances at me. I see the insides of his ears rustle a little. Ah, that's right. I wasn't specifically thinking about Max when I drank that shot, but yeah, we have smoothed in the past. Somebody, how about you share a story? Must be a good one. Rune sits in the water with his arms spread out comfortably. I like Max. The husky stares at me with a knowing proud grin. Oh yeah, two of us definitely did make out as well. Just so you know, Luke, there's no pressure on you. You do not need to share any personal details if you don't want to. First throws his empty side glance at Max for a refill as well. He gives side glances in my direction as he's visibly embarrassed. Yeah, me and Burry kissed one time as well. Now that I think about it, this is a real situation. I've been kissed by each three of them at some points in the past, but judging by their reactions, they must have never shared that secret with the others, not even Rune. Yeah, Burry's right. If you don't want to, we can leave it at that. Unless you really want to boast, huh? At least to breathe. Tell him to breathe with the first smooch, Luke. I think it's unfair to pull out his tongue. Tell him if you really want, but only if you want, not because you were forced. Wherever you decide to stay, you have my support, Luke. To be completely honest with you, I wouldn't mind either way. Whether you decide to tell him or not, it's all good with me, Luke. Wonder what kind of a handsome hover dog it was to give you that first smooch. Come on, just a breathe, mate. My first kiss from a member of another species. Now that's embarrassing. I was so fixated in grabbing that first drink that I didn't fully think through the intentions behind that question. What specific person came to my mind at the word smooch, but the guys are going to laugh at me if I tell them. See, I probably should say something. This is the whole point of this game. And this is a special night. I can afford to be more open than usual. The boy my first smooch, huh? Um, he wasn't a canine, huh? What? Then he was a lion. What? A lion? Hold on. So I wasn't your first? Wait. Burry and Luke, you two? Seriously? When? Was it before or after we did it? Look, you sloth. First throwing your dog around, not kissing other dogs. Unbelievable. Ugh. Now, everyone, let us take a deep breath and calm down. They're probably looking way too uncomfortable of a situation. Yeah, sorry, you're right. Just to be clear, I'm not judging anything. Nothing weird about being intimate with different people. Especially with canines, even if you are not one, you tend to learn some of our behaviors, huh? Yeah. Man, felines, seriously? All their tongues and dogs all spiky and scary? I'm sorry, guys. But you're all wading too deep into that. You never told me you had a feline lover. You never told me you had any previous lovers. Well, you did tell me at one point that you were fond of felines, so I meant that literally. I like felines, not specifically in a bad way. You see, back home, that's kind of a long story. Let's talk about another time. Look, you unbelievable tease. Now, it is fine. Take your time. I'm still curious, though. Or in that case, get me more drunk. Remind me later, and I'll tell you. For now, let's not stall any longer. Fine. But make your turn something good, something I can drink to. I still have like 10 really good lines. Oh no. It's alright, Luke. Despite it being a drinking game, you do not need to ask anything vulgar. Just ask whatever you want. It's going to be fun to find out things about each other, regardless of how mild or spicy. Okay, well then. And again, I was so fixated on getting that first sight that I didn't think ahead. There's absolutely anything I can ask now. But it's often harder to choose one thing when the possibilities are endless. If I were to go with my friend's preferences, Bird would probably enjoy something heartwarming. We would like something perverted, and probably something in between for Max. No point thinking too much. Let's just ask something instead of holding a game. Once I go a bad boy. Cast a pet mentality for fun. All three of my friends swing their shots. I take a moment to think. And then I drink my shot as well. Who's first? I think Burry was, just slightly ahead of you two. Good job, Burry. It's interesting we all drank for that. That's a pretty common thing, actually. Even your first pet mentalities were in combat. Mine was, though. Yeah, but you're not a dog. You're different. Yeah, that's true. So, story time, Burry? Oh, I do not know if I should. If you don't want it, I can tell you in detail about how I've been using it in fun lately. Come on, Rune. Let's talk. Let him speak. It's rare when we get an innocent question like that. That's perfect for Barry. And your story's innocent, right, Barry? Not exactly, no, but maybe it would be the right thing to share this one here. You see, me and my brothers used to be quite mischievous puppies. You would hardly believe if I told you some of the tricks and pranks we did. Oh, mischievous Burry. That's hard for me to imagine. Indeed, truly embarrassing. So we were all taught reading and writing at a young age. However, we were mostly given study materials and a bunch of somehow really written old records. My brothers did not find those entertaining. Well, I did, but my brothers were more interested in prose, fables and legends written in a more flowery language. Of course, I liked those too. I did, but because they were something that both me and them would share enjoyment in. However, we were rarely allowed to read the fables. Definitely not at the sunset. Our caretakers were strict about that. So my brothers came up with a plan, a bold and elaborate one. We were all learn pet mentality as well as the art of concealing or minor signatures, also with the caretakers. I was against that. I was a good boy and I didn't want to lie to adults. But I also wanted to be a part of the pack, so I refrained from voicing out my concerns. It was a tall order, but it was also insanely exciting. We would go through our usual daily routines, but then spend our breaks and parts of our bedtime putting into practice everything we learned about pet mentality from our studies. We were all pretty clever and motivated, so we saw the effects of our training within weeks. Not even 1 month passed, and we were already able to put our plans into motion. So we were waiting until bedtime to connect as a pet after the caretakers went to sleep themselves. Then a small group would go out. We spread out in many directions, each keeping a lookout on one side while the oldest of us went to the library. That way we had everything covered at the same time we were able to react in case a dog woke up. The first night we brought back a bug back to our bedroom was magical. We sat huddled in one of the corners with a single candle lit, and we indulged in so many wonderful stories. Even some of those we were forbidden due to our age. Captivating tales of fiction as well as colorized records of old history. World-changing events and heroes are of course a few records of your own progenitors as well, Rune. The peregrination of New Moon by B.B. Healer was especially beloved among my brothers. Truly beautiful, breathtaking work. It's hard to believe that most of those tales were based on the truth. Believe me or not, but I have never really read that one that cover to cover. And Freddie Mercer gave me a copy last year, but I only glanced through the spicy chapters. Somehow I do believe you. We spent more time on those chapters than I would like to admit. We were all at the age of fascination with intimacy. Either way, it was a science secret we all still kept from the adults. While we were reading, we always had someone on our lookout. Even those scouting outside the room were still connected, so nobody missed a single word. Pet mentality is amazing. Indeed. And through a silly, childish secret like that, we trained our power to quite a proficient level. Later on, the adults didn't have much more to teach us in that matter. Well, it was far from perfect, though. That story had a very unfortunate ending. But I do not wish to sour the mood with that part. I reckon this is the right moment to stop. So I ask a question now, or would you prefer to play a different game? A different game, huh? Actually, yeah, I have an idea. But my questions, you may still have a chance to ask them. I thought about playing some trick or tribute. So we take turns giving someone else a task. If you fulfill it, everyone else has to drink a shot. If you choose not to, you have to drink a shot yourself and give up a piece of clothing. We were already naked, so is it just tricks? Actually, I wanted to give it a twist. Max gave me a bottle rolled up by a potion. So for the tribute option, how about instead of giving up a piece of clothing, we drank a shot of the potion? and then give out one random item from our seal. And if we don't have anything left to take out, then we have no choice but to fulfill the trick, I guess. Oh, I love that. Let's do that. I haven't accessed the seal in a while, but I'm sure I have a lot of crap here. Some of you would suggest something like that. They both wag their tails and Cyberman Boy swims towards the rubble by the outer wall. He puts his hand over a few spots along the stone surface. Slowly he traces along the cracks, investigating. Yes. But he scratches a small mark by one of the cracks on the wall on the water surface. He turns around to us with a smile. He was still at the edge of Suther's influence, but you can try this spot. The damage may make it possible for you to force your way through the pile of snow and into the soil. I cannot guarantee, but this would be your best shot. Sure, we can try that. That's your trick, Burry. Very well then, Max. I'm glad it's from you. I know you won't ask anything stupid. Thank you. In that case, for your trick, will it be okay with you to give me a back massage until the time comes when someone else asks you your next question? Gladly. Rory sits at the edge of the bath and bends down. Max scrambles out of the water and approaches Sabrenard from behind. Rory lets out a satisfied groan and a wide smile curls up his muzzle while a smile doubts towards his back. He's clearly enjoying himself. Oh, yes. Right there. Harder. Really dig in deep, Max. Yes. Oh, that's good. Anyway, cheers, everyone. And the three of us drink our shots. I like this game much more than our previous one. I'm going to get comfortably wasted in no time. Hey, Luke, is it just me or the big guy getting kind of tipsy already? Hard to tell. He's happier than usual, that's for sure. Have you drank that much already? Apparently some dogs don't need much despite the fatness. Rune? Yes, give it to me. Give me the worst you got. Oh, cheeky, I like that. You're pretty fearless, aren't you? I'm not fearless. I'm shameless. There's no trick you can embarrass me with. Oh, really? In that case, it's okay to ask a question as a trick? I say it is, yeah. Perfect. You like asking others blunt personal questions, so how about a piece of your own medicine, huh? Bring it on. You got nothing on me. I want you to tell me, as a strong, manly, civilian husky hero Rune Moon ever had anything done to him from behind? Like by another dog? Uh-huh. I'm so sorry, Rune. I'm clearly crossing the line with this joke. I ask you another. No, it's fine. I like it both ways. Seriously, why wouldn't I? What's the point of limiting yourself to only have the option? You know Mortar, the big, saggy Commodore? Even as recently as yesterday, right before I came to the tavern after the morning training. We went behind one of the snow piles outside and he took out that pretty white cherry red. Behind one of the snow piles outside and he took out that huge white cherry red. Okay, I believe you. Come on, Luke, boy, let's make a shot. Are you sure you don't want the details? You're still first in my mind. They're still first in my mind. And my bum. You really are shameless. Max, Burry, and I drank a shot of spirit while Rune keeps a triumphant smile on his silly muzzle. Even as the alcohol flows down my throat and gives me that burning sensation, my curiosity lingers. I kind of wanted to know the details. Luke, yes? Trick or tribute. Trick. Check my dog. Oh, come on, Rune. Stop confusing Luke. Yeah, think out a proper trick. It's okay. I'll just take a tribute instead. Fine, you're lost. Go to the crystal bottle with green liquid inside. Take a moment to admire it while it's still sealed. The crystal is smooth to the touch. There's no flaws or asymmetries in the shape. It must have been crafted by the hands of a master glassmith. I love my feeling luxurious items like that, but I also feel a bit guilty when I do because a lot of the beauty of the universe will be lost at that same time. It's a nice ball, yeah. Come on, open it. That's what it's for. I know, but once it's unsealed, it's spoiled forever. I was considering maybe forcing myself to run my mind vision to check it out while it's still in one piece. Oh, I see. Like Sulu, my vision and drinking. Is that too much for you today? It won't hurt to try. Worst case scenario, I'll throw up or something. Now, I wish I could see that too. I mean, a portion in my vision, not you throwing up. Is there any chance you could share some mana, Luke? Sorry, I don't think so, unless you want to release it with your own hands. Oh no, don't worry about that. If you're too tired today, I won't be hurting you for no reason. Just tell me how it looks. By the way, you've been awfully quiet, Rune. Yeah, I wanted to ask Luke something, but that can wait. Check out the bottle first, okay? Well then, here we go. Luke, in case you felt like vomiting, could you please do that on the floor behind you and not in the water? Yes, I could. Wow, it's so pretty. Really? What does it look like? Like a green lantern in a superstores. I'm so glad it's green. I was worried if it's genuine or not. A soup, huh? Yes, good with descriptions, little Luke. Yeah, I like it. It's a hard thing to relax and enjoy, besides when you're struggling to maintain mind visibility. It is a very soothing view. A night sky in a bottle with a bright crystal moon in the center. I feel inexplicably happy while looking at this weird bottle of magic liquid. It fills me with a gentle, natural kind of comfort. Yes, natural. Outside witnessing mounting and living bodies of my friends, I use it only when dealing with ancient relics. Anyway, my visit is always a weird experience to me. For different reasons. It is my natural ability, but only for me, not to anyone else here. Whenever I when I stare into a swirling bright mass inside my friend's body, I feel like I'm doing something intrusive natural, but wow. On the other hand, I'm used to investigating the relics, but that isn't a natural state of mind. The relics manipulate it, bending and burning in ways it would never do in nature. This crystal, however, it holds pure, unaltered mana like any undisturbed piece of the world itself, encased in glass, resting and waiting to be released back into the cycle. Mana is abundant in most of the outside world, but not here. We're in the middle of the lands that are neither corrupted nor actually hospitable. Right now, looking at this bottle, I feel the kind of relief I would have if I had a chance to lie down and feel flowers for the first time in years. Even though green mana is the source of originally alien to the lands of the canines, it doesn't feel out of place to me at all. After all, I myself am no less of a stranger here. Well then, you wanted something, Rune? Oh, yeah, right. Keep that thought. I'll be right back. Rune jumps out of the bath, flashes his perfect muscular butt at us, and then he starts running out of the room. But he stops by the entrance. As he goes to the far end of the bath, mate, I'll show you another trick. And he disappears behind the corner. What's you up to now? Put the ball aside and swim towards the spot Rune pointed out, right under the hole in the wall near the crash that boy investigated just a moment ago. It's a bit windier here, and I feel half melted snowflakes landing on my face. The more they do, they completely turn liquid. It isn't cold, though. It's actually quite soothing. The water in the bath is kept hot at all times, so a blow of crisp air feels very refreshing. When my mind isn't still active, I look at the sky. I like watching the stars in that state. They seem even more beautiful than usual, more magical. It's so pretty. You haven't seen nothing yet. Wait until the skies explode. I smile imagining that. To be fair, even the way it's now, the stereo sky is wonderful enough, a great internal mystery. Nobody knows what the stars really are. The more we learn about the world, the more confusing everything turns out to be. It would be the most logical thing to assume that the stars are simply matter that fall so high into the sky that it falls and crystallizes outside of our reach. No one has a proof of that. Mine tends to stick relatively close to the ground, and we know from the aliens that the air is already pure and merely a few hundred meters of altitude. And the stars are much higher than that, so insane far away, maybe even a dozen kilometers up, if I were to guess. Yet still, over the past few years, the witnessing feats of technology that have passed even the wildest imagines, I can't help but wonder sometimes. Will we one day be able to touch the stars? Who can't? At that moment, it felt like the world around me slowed down. One shout and a small, fast-flying object at the edge of my vision skipping over the water. It's like that time, that one moment when Brody threw me a tape I couldn't react fast enough. Luke. Huh? Oh no, I'm so sorry, Luke. It's fine, ouch. He gave me a thumbs up and smiled. But it wasn't fine. I was too slow and made Brody worry. I was in a dodge in everything except for my eyes and my mind, my perception. If even my perception isn't good enough, then what use can I be to anyone? Am I always going to drag everyone down? No, not this time. This time I'm ready. With the power of my vision and the power of humanity, I will never let small, fast-flying objects skip past me any longer. Take that. I got it. Something small and smooth. It feels familiar. Hey, nice catch. It's nothing. Over my palm, indeed, just like I thought. It's Teach's eye gem. Teach? Oh, the gem. How come you have it now? Turned out it was his gift for Rune. Yeah. He gave it to me because he thought it looked like an eye. Ah, that's so much like him. Such a cute, sweet puppy. No wonder he's everyone's favorite. Is he? Don't try to talk. See what it does. Rune jumps off the bows, ledge, and dives on the water as smooth as a hot knife into butter. Before I even have the time to sit down, he surfaces in front of me and stares expectantly. So? What? Do you guys think it's a relic? If it starts beeping, throw it outside right away. I nod slowly, investigating the gem from all sides, looking for any indication of ancient technology, any traces of mana. Unfortunately, there's no mana. What? I think this is just jewelry. Oh, I see. That sucks. Do you think it was something else? You know, for a moment I hoped it was ancient magic's spare eye or something. I'm sorry, buddy. You cannot expect the ancients have a solution to everything. I know, but a dog can dream, right? Chill out, forget the gem. I still owe you a gift. Let me take a sip of that green booze, and I'll get you something to drink. I'll get you something to turn your frown upside down, you'll see. Rune smiles and takes the gem out of my hand. He doesn't seem to be bothered anymore, but he doesn't wag his tail. I bet even someone as cheerful as Rune must feel some degree of disappointment after getting his hopes so high up. I got a decorative crystal stopper and pull it out of the decanter. The moment I do, vapors of fresh, magical energy trickle over my skin, giving me goosebumps. However, since we're still inside the cell, the mind gets pulled out into the numerous wells here. The vapors don't have the chance to linger long. I probably shouldn't keep the decanter open longer than necessary if all the matter evaporate. I pour myself a full-sized glass of the liquid past the container to max. The alcohol itself has a wet green tint to it too. Judging by the strong grassy smell, it must be herbal-based. It smells weird. Well then, cheers. I close my eyes and start drinking the side cautiously, however. I stop midway. At first, when the taste proves to be just as weird as the smell, it tastes like drinking fermented soup of grass, Sweet boy control, my mouth feels stirring. Ugh. Come on, Luke. You won't have enough mind to crack the seal if you don't finish even one shot. Chug. Raise my index finger to ask them to stay quiet while I try to muster the strength to finish the shot. I can't, though. I'm really weak, don't like. I wait for the lingering aftertaste to subside so I can maybe ask Rune to do a truth option for him instead. But the moment I think that the torture is over, something changes. The aftertaste, instead of disappearing, grows stronger, along with the feeling of warmth over my throat. Weirdly, it doesn't feel as bad anymore. I savor the same flavors, but I start noticing new dimensions to them, like a terrible noise slowly turning to a pleasant harmony. Without thinking much, I chug the rest of the shot. I go through the same path, but I see it differently now. My mouth gets filled with a soothing mix of spicy floral and herbal flavors. With a hint of honey-like sweetness and a new layer of aroma that wasn't as prominent before, reminding me of burned wood, and keeps the sharper elements of the composition toned down. I enjoy the warm caress in my mouth and throat as a single shot leads me through a grand rich experiences like an inspired poem. It's not at all what I expected, you know. I could go for another. Tastes like crap at first, but once the mind changes your taste, it's like becoming one of the forest. Something like that, yeah. That's some high class experience now, all like our plebeian tavern booze. Haven't had water and a ball yet. You'll have a chance to try. Yeah, in the meantime, let's not keep Rune waiting. I swim towards the spot in the wild that Burry investigated and marked. The real challenge starts now. You know, I really don't remember what I have there exactly. Any requests? Keywords? I know. How about the most embarrassing honor you have? You know, a dildo or something like that. Okay, let's try that. I put my right hand on the wall over Burry's mark and concentrate. I can feel the presence of alien mana inside me, the mana of the water kin. One's through my spirit and one's mostly neutral to my body. Right now, only gives me a slight buzz and bears my senses a little, but that's nothing major. That's how most of the drinks target demographic will experience it. This is the frivolous, hedonistic realm of the moment. Well, not like we're any better, but we, as experienced magic users, can use it for much more than that. I take a deep breath and start burning the charge of my warm mind inside me. My heartbeat quickens, my focus jumps between different thoughts and the elements of my environment. My skin becomes more sensitive. I can't ignore the dozens of little sensations over the different parts of my body. I'm awakening my whole body and spirit into the physicality and perception of one race. Strangely, that isn't that hard for me to do. When it comes to interracial magic, different people have different affinities for different mind types. Somehow using water mana always came pretty naturally to me. Earth, eternity, containment, stillness. Those concepts always spoke to me, and the water racial ability is really intuitive to my mind. The powers of humanity focus on perceiving the truth of all things. They cannot find strength in interpersonal connections. The rodents, they are the most in touch with the material aspects of the world itself. The world gives as much as it takes away. Nothing is lost into nothingness. The sum of all matter in the world remains unchanged at all times. The rodents can dip into that cycle to give and borrow from the world. Using the spirit's uniqueness as a key, they can lock in an asset as a holding seal to keep those treasures safe and release them into the time of the greatest need. I have a vault like that too, and as rusty as the key might have gotten, the seal still breaks under my fingers. Oh damn, I actually got something. Oh wow, that's big. That big, black. You naughty boy, Luke. As a moment of trying to imagine phallic shapes as per Rune's requires to feel my fingers grabbing at something big, hard, and bulbous. I slowly start pulling it out of the wall. Its length and thickness may make my skin sink in business, but I don't even need to look at Rune to know that he's smirking right now. I push my feet against the wall, and the whole item finally pops out. It's a big, long black. Is that a monster bone? Yep, I was thinking about dust, and this is the closest shape I could latch onto. Sorry, Rune, I don't think I have any dildos in there. It's okay, it's perfect. Give it to me. Master husks the bone, and he immediately starts munching on it. It's trying hard, but he still looks like he has a blast biting it all over. I wonder why the dogs like munching on bones so much. Is that good for their teeth? Sorry, do you want a bite? I know, don't worry about me. I feel like my own teeth would crack if I tried biting onto it. No worry. It may be true that your teeth are less impressive than canine, but surely they're not that brittle. I'd really rather not even try, thank you very much. Where did you get that bone? Anyway, does it have any significance to you? I don't think so. I must have stored it as an emergency weapon during one of the monster attacks. Storing bones on the ground, huh? Almost like a real dog. Yeah, almost like a dog. After that, we continued the game. When I pointed at Max, he chose to take the mana potion option 2. He needed a couple of times and 2 shots, but he managed to finally take something out. My request was the most feline thing you have, and with great effort, he finally managed to wrestle out a bundle of strong smell herbs that made him rear back in disgust. Apparently, some cats use that as a recreational drug. Then Max asked Burry next. He requested a back massage as well. He looked exactly as satisfied with that as Burry was when he received his. Rune was asked next and chose a tribute option. Burry's cue was procure the lightest and most innocent item you have stored. In the 2 shots of the potion, but with less effort than Max, he let out an envelope. When he got it in his hand, he first gasped and then made a loud, high-pitched yelp of sudden realization. Despite Burry's innocent request, the envelope made Rune cower in embarrassment. They say he received it from some ordinate in the army years ago, before they were sent to a suicide mission. Rune made an effort to deliver the letter to that soldier's lover back home. In the fever battle, Rune used a charge of mana to store the envelope inside his holding seal, where it would be kept safe, arms sealed away in the ground, no aids and can't get damaged. However, by the time the campaign ended, he completely forgot about the promise. Rune tried to turn it into a joke, but it was clear that he was embarrassed and felt guilty about that. Since that was a tribute for Burry, he took the envelope from the husk and promised to find a trusted traveling merchant in Mosborough to deliver the envelope to instead. I brought relief back on Rune's muzzle. When Burry was pointed out as the next one to make his choice in the game, he encouraged him to try the mind potion option as well, and he decided to give it a try. However, as hard as he tried, he wasn't able to try anything out. He was the one who found a spot in the wall to connect with the earth force, but when it came to actually using water mana, he just seemed to be unable to initiate it. He drank one shot, then another, then yet 2 more. With most of the bottle already empty, he still couldn't do it. It didn't seem like anything that could be solved with simply checking more mana. Forgive me, I may be too tired and too intoxicated to do that after all. It's okay, sit down, relax, Burry. Yeah, take it easy. You just took 4 shots pretty much at once. And what an experience it was. I've never savored anything quite like that in my entire life. I want to be able to brew delicious potions like that one day. Are you sure you couldn't open the seal? Maybe you just wanted to drink more, eh? I would never deceive you like that. I know. Still, the matter of the game rules remains. What's your trick, Rune? Huh? Well then. Rune passed the spot by his side. Burry gives him a cautious glare, but ultimately falls and sits down by him. Rune's tail wags at that. Okay, I'm here. Ooh, I will you too. With a trick. Rune's tail goes into a overdrive as he leans in closer to Burry. He raises one of his fingers. His signature sly smile curls on his muzzle, no doubt born for some lewd thoughts. Now the husky hesitates. His finger lingers mid-air. His eyes trail to look at me. The smile doesn't falter, but I feel like his face mellows down and thought somehow. Finally, he doubles down with laughter, then points at Max. How about you, Madam Max? What? No. Rune's tail wags even more, and he touches his own mouth on his lips. Brody stares at Rune with his mouth agape. He struggles to come up with a proper response. He gives Max a nervous glance. I said I expected something of the sort from you. Hey, I can't be a part of Brody's trick. What? You don't like Brody? Don't think he's melanomable? That's not the point. That's just not fair. You can't punish other players with someone else's trick. Oh, I see. Sorry. I didn't think that murdering Brody would be a punishment to you. Hey, I know I didn't mean it like that. You know I didn't mean it like that. It's okay. I understand. I changed my trick. Brody, murder me instead. That would be more fair. And I bet you're not into twins either, anyway. Oh boy, why does he like playing with fire like that? You could cut Mel with the looks Max and Brody give him. Max raises his finger to say something, but it's Brody who breaks the silence first. You disrespectful, bad mouth, insolent. Let me tell you, I actually do find men shorter than me very attractive. Good for you. Almost everyone in Zelda is shorter than you, me included. But I'm also the hottest guy in this room anyway. Of course you rather love me. Come on, no need to be shy. Roy and Max looked at each other and nodded in silent agreement. They both give Rune nasty, angry glares, and then they start swimming towards each other. I stare at my friends in anticipation. They stare at each other for a while. I can hear a gulping sound. When Brody starts leaning closer to Max, Dawson closes his eyes and sits still. The big dog parts his lips and gives his friend a gentle lick over his closed lips, eliciting a near silent, high-pitched moan. They did that. They actually have limbed. Good job, it's over. I know it was hard and awful, but as if in response to Rune's mocking, Max opens his own mouth. He gives Brody a lick back. St. Bernard twitches and groans surprised. And then he returns the lick over his partner's mouth and tongue with more confidence and enthusiasm. He puts his hand over Max's sides while getting lost in his own spontaneous kiss. Little Dawson traces his hand through the wet, long chest fluff of his friend, then caresses his cheeks and throat, rubbing with light and growling. I've never seen them acting like that to each other before. I was convinced that they wanted to play along with this idea to spite Rune, but they do it so convincingly. I start to believe they aren't acting anymore. All that alcohol and anger are making something wild and repressing Brody, and Max welcomes it. Well, they're really going at it, huh? Yes, dance for me. Dance, my horny pups. I was so mesmerized by the events unfolding in front of me that I completely missed when Rune reached my side to watch them with me. He looked extremely satisfied with himself. You mean puppets, right? Pets? You want pets here? Rune starts patting my head, even though I know he knows exactly what I meant. Necessary you to manipulate them into making out with each other, you know? Come on, I didn't need to push hard. Just look at them. They obviously wanted that, and tonight is the time to stop overthinking. Just share the love of your pack. Otherwise, what is the point of our safety and stability if we're still afraid to do what we want? We continues patting my head while we stare at Max and Brody making out, seemingly oblivious to our presence. That's right, even though neither Brody and Matt's still outside of themselves often is nothing new to them. There are dogs. But still, where I've been living with the dogs for many years, I know they're very social, affectionate people by nature. When I watch Brody and Matt's doing that in front of us, I can't help but feel a weird burning ache inside my chest. Jealousy? Yeah, where are you going at it, though? I nod my head in their direction. We both observe our friends' hands travel lower and lower to their pockets, which now sport two dark red pointy tips, so they don't look like they're about to stop. Oh crap. Should we stop them? Nah, why? I told you it's okay to let loose tonight. How about we follow suit, Luke? You freezing. My heart starts thumping in my chest when Rune's hand traces down the back of my neck, and then he trails his claws down my spine. I give him a worried glance when his smiling face appears just an inch from mine. He doesn't do anything, he just sniffs me and smiles while his hand rubs my buttocks. I can see a half of his canine snake already out of his furry hiding. My own dog is quickly getting hard too. This is all happening so fast. What should I do? Should I gently bring everyone back to clarity? Or perhaps, who knows? Maybe we should all let loose after all. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, it's recording yet. This symbol is? Suddenly a soft, loud, unnatural sounding voice thunders through the whole shelter, making all of us jump to attention. I recognize it as my own voice, playing from the speakers. Okay, yeah, this seems okay. A couple of sharp car peers through the air, making us physically cringe. I know exactly what it is. Oh, everyone, look here. And second one, actually, they don't need it. It doesn't just the info. It's sort of recording the bear. No point disturbing hundreds of dollars longer than necessary. Most of them don't refer to me by my name anyway. Everyone else in the room glances at me. I wish I could just disappear right now. I will still remove those unnecessary bits. I know that, and now throat clearing, cough is coming, so I push myself to the middle of the pool, dive underwater. Fortunately for me, the sound still reaches me even there. Awoo, you're human here, and exactly another painful pause. And aside, and the voice starts again, briefly, without unnecessary emotions. 1 hour until the skies ablaze. 5 minutes until the skies ablaze. Those outside, please cover your ears. The turret will shoot in 10, 9, 8. Oh no, this is just terrible. 3, 2, 1. Of course, nothing happens. We still have 1 more hour before the shot. Okay, now just to cut into 3 messages and schedule to play at the right times. Easy peasy. Right after the time I feel completely out of air, someone taps my shoulder. I was surfaced to meet Rune's grinning mug. Sam, don't talk to me. I know I screwed up. Must have saved the first message wrong. I clearly remember cutting out store files for the other 2 instances, but I must have used an abridged recording. Oh right, I can start recording now. Let's cut into a short click ends the transmission. Rune's tail starts swooshing into the water energetically, and a smirk doesn't leave his face. Can I talk to you now? No. Well, I'll talk to myself then, just like you do. Don't worry, mate. They will understand. Not all the boys outside are super smart, but those who are will let the others know that this was just a mistake. And hey, no need to be embarrassed. Everyone talks to themselves when they're alone. I do too, all the time. I guess you weren't the one setting up the tour today then, huh? Come to think of it, yeah, that would be a disaster. The smile finally drops from his face, replaced with deep embarrassment and the red on his ears. Why? What does he usually talk about when he's alone? Scratch that. Rune. Actually, no, same. That's new. It doesn't want to bad to find someone even more embarrassed. Boy and Matt sit a few meters apart from each other with towels over their crotches. He sits with a 1,000-yard stare and visits his shoulders. Visits his fingers while Matt pretends to spread the cracks between the bath towels with his claw. Damn, they look so pathetic. I feel sorry for them. They must have gotten carried away carried way further than they planned, and now they feel stupid. I'm clearly not the only one having unfortunate mishaps tonight, but tonight I think I'll adopt Rune's philosophy. About the husky side with my elbow down at our friends, he quickly takes a hint, and we both swim towards him to diffuse the awkwardness of jokes. No moment on skies ablaze. As we all sit and joke about each other, I can't help but feel a little melancholic. We can finally hang out like real friends and be killers and happy, but this time is limited in exception. The terror is true, the night will end, and nothing will change. Still, what's going to come isn't important right now. I can push it out of my mind for the night. What matters is the warmth of the water and our company we share in this moment. The night isn't over just yet, and I'm going to use the remaining time we have to fill us. The final countdown for skies ablaze. Oh, woo. Soon I can hear someone entering the main corridor of the baths. Heavy steps slowly grow closer and closer. We all look at Max. We take a few sniffs in the air, and he smiles. Rune and Burry give a knowing nod with big grins on their muzzles. Hey, that's the chief's sword. It's pants, no underwear in sight, huh? And the music box. Max, Chief, are you there? Woo. I know that voice. Oh boy, I know that voice. Hey, that jacket. Grr. Sounds a bit like he did in the morning at the tavern. Is he drunk again? Come on, boy, we're in the bath. Last entrance to the right. I go up and glance in the direction of the posting sound of footsteps. I know exactly whom I'm going to see. I slowly submerge myself in water down to my nose, as if that could hide me from our new guest. Chief, boy, sir, Max. Woo, puppy. What are you doing here? Oh my. Do you invite tea to the bath, Luke? I said my half-submerged head. I try to do my best to not do that too eagerly. What? Why not, Luke? Right, you tell me why? Right? Come on, boy, drop your clothes and hop in. There's more than enough space. We can even finish the duel, you know. Now that we're in private, none of us need to be embarrassed anymore. Me and T glance at each other while Matt smirks. Finally, it hits me, the dust comparison from before. No, I'm not going to strip off. Are you drunk, Max? A bit, sorry. Couldn't drink with us, I was just joking. Or were you? He glares at me. It looks like he wants to say something, but in the end he holds his tongue. He glances at Max instead while scratching his head, looking a bit sheepish. You know, Max, I would like that. Come in then. The war is great. We do not have spare months, so I hope you will be fine to accept mine. I will limit myself to drinking water for now. No, it's okay. Don't worry about me, sir. I would love to join the three of you. But, I have different plans for the night. After the performance outside, I brought Cooper to one of the hills outside so he wouldn't miss the skies if we drank a few if we had talk. I didn't want to, but he gave me an order to leave him there and don't come back until I do what I had been planning for the last few weeks. So I drank a few more with him for courage, and I went looking for you. I was surprised to not find you outside, and then someone told me. Well, thank you for finding the time to pay us a visit before the skies burn. Pass my best wishes to Cooper. Happy skies ablaze, puppy. Happy skies ablaze, Chief Burry, Sir Max. Listen, Max, I was thinking, and you see, I was excited for the night, and I hurried back to shelter from my excavation because I was planning to make this night very special. It always is. Yes, but it's even more special when it's still with a special person. And, oh man, I was stealing myself for this moment through my whole trip. I practiced over and over so much that Cooper told me to shut up. Yeah, I must sound like such a dork right now. Sorry, T, I don't follow. I do though, judging by Rune's smirk and Rory's nervously visiting fingers. They surely understand as well. He himself looks the most nervous I have ever seen him. He takes a deep breath while staring at his own feet. Max, Yes? Watch the skies with me. Please. Sir, come to bed we can watch together. No. No. Together like someone else. Alone. Oh. So? Teak. So, I'm taking for the night. Luke invited me first. Man, next time, I really wanted to spend some time with you alone tonight. You're still welcome to join us, right? Of course. Absolutely. No, that's okay. I will just get wasted with the other guys. Haha, so, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Circling nervously, Teak walks out away, back into the darkness of the main corridor. I didn't even look at him. I was afraid to see what his eyes were, so if he looked back. All was sat in silence for a while, before Max finally spoke up. I feel sorry now. Do not be. This is not the last skies ablaze. Yeah, you two little pups will still have a chance to have your romance another time. Romance? What do you mean? Oh, come on. Don't pretend you don't see it. You're a bright dog, so you cannot be blind to the intentions behind those words and gestures. No, seriously, I'm confused now. Max glances between all of us while a look of a scolded puppy. If he had pointy ears, I'm sure they would be full of back right now. Roy's right. Max is usually a clever person in social situations. He can diffuse squabbles, sell advice, and he can speak the truth. He can speak to the crowds in ways he's understood back. He understands people. It's baffling to see him confused about the current situation. I wonder if his mind is so focused on the other people that he's oblivious to the matters concerning his own self. Should I tell him? Or should I let him figure that out on his own? This is quite a pickle. Actually, no. That's not okay. My heart jumping up my throat. I turned my head to see Teak standing in the entrance yet again. I could feel his stare on me as he hustled and snarls in his drunken anger. I was waiting for this for weeks. You shouldn't even be here. Who do you think you are to ruin everyone's plans and calm down, puppy, calm down. No, I won't. Why are you three even playing along with that? I never took you for spineless once bending backwards for humans, but maybe I was wrong, huh? Teak, we know you're drunk and upset. You do not really mean it. You should sit down and... I'm not drunk. I'm the clearest thinking dog here, and the only one who will speak out when no one else will. He thinks he got you by the balls because he convinced you all you can't use shelter without him. That's bullshit. You're all getting manipulated by him, and something bad is going to happen unless you get rid of him. Teak, you're starting to sound a bit silly. Am I? Am I? All you should know better than to trust the likes of him. I'll cut this bad war with everyone for longer than I've been alive. Then the cats pretend to be your family on to use and abandon you, Max. Then the bulls slay countless of your friends and the army chief. Then the dragons promise us a union on a double cross us in the end, boy, sir. Indeed, but not the humans. If we didn't have one of the humans, we wouldn't even have shelter. And why would the humans want us here, huh? Can you tell for sure he isn't going to double cross us too? Of course not. Nobody knows what he's thinking. None of us can understand him. Can you? But you should still know from experience. By the time you come to regret, it will be already too late, and the humans will just shut up. Boy, hell, just shut the fuck up, you duckhead. Ever since you came to shelter, you've been a major pain in the ass, but we still welcome you with open arms. We accept anyone. You have been living off our generosity. You've yet to contribute anything meaningful. Who do you think you are to tell us who should and who shouldn't be in shelter? But, Max, the humans... Damn it, Teak, stop saying humans. You have never met another human. So what? If there's one, then obviously there are more. No, there are no other humans. Not in the whole wide world, only Luke. And... Max freezes mid-sentence and gives me a worried side glance. So I can see him growing pale under his fur. He stirs while trying to come up with the right words. Hey, I didn't mean it like that. To be fair, we don't know. There may be more of you. Somewhere. 5 minutes until the skies ablaze. I'm sorry if I'm upsetting you, Max. I only wanted to. Teak, I think you should go for now. We should have a long talk tomorrow. Teak looks between all of us. He opens his mouth to say something, but in the end, he shakes his head and storms off the baths. I better go and lock the gate. Matt gets out of the ward and disappears in the darkness of the corridor outside. The rest of us sits in silence. T going to the baths was the last thing I wanted to happen tonight. Every time I see him, it turns into something unpleasant. Just for the day, just for one night, I wanted to forget about everything that has been bothering me lately. Just for a few hours, I needed this feeling of belonging as a part of the pack with my friends. But that's the closest to a pack I can hope for now or maybe ever. What Matt just said, and no other humans being around, that's something I'm trying not to think about. I've always clung to the hope that one day I will meet another one like me, regardless of how improbable that may be, because the alternative feels so painfully lonely. Now, after hearing everything that was just said, I feel that unpleasant cold chills in my stomach, like little ice needles. Calm down. It's okay now. I have to get a hold of myself, like I always do. The climax of the night is coming. I can't worry my friends now. I can't worry them. Hey, I'm sorry. No, it's okay, really. I see her shout at Teague. Teague? You worry about Teague? It's okay, mate. You can apologize to him tomorrow. Give him a smooth and he'll forget about it. He'll forget all about it. What? So what you meant before was... Everything goes distant and mute to me. I stop paying any attention to their words. My mind gets flooded with unintelligible thoughts, and I feel the cold sparks growing in my stomach. Even the hot water doesn't feel any warm to me anymore. It's how I've been feeling when waking up from my nightmares lately. A block of ice sitting in my gut, flowing through my veins, keeping me awake at night. This is the cold truth that I've been avoiding like a gullible child. At the back of my mind, I always knew. Even those whom I consider friends will never treat me like they treat their own. I will never be one of them. What am I even doing here? Dogs outside, please cover your ears. The turret will shoot in 10, 9. Here it goes. 8, 7. Hey mate, look up, you gotta miss it. 6, 5, 4. Luke. 3, 2, 1. The dogs cover their ears while having their eyes up to the sky. I don't even bother. Skies of place was never supposed to be for me. Seconds drag in silence, the silence before the storm, as they say. Except, the silence never ends. Why doesn't it suit? Keep your ears covered or it will take you by surprise. No, something is off. Do you mess up the timing, Luke? That's hilarious. This is begging to make an innuendo off. Oh, come on, don't make fun of him. He's embarrassed enough. You should probably go and fix it, huh? Go and fix it then. I would if I could. Come on, Luke. Stop joking. A bunch of people are waiting outside. Yeah, they can wait. I grab a bottle of ale and bring it to my lips. Only to find out that it's already empty. I throw it hard into the water, cursing under my breath. Hey, are you angry, mate? No, I'm not angry. Why? You gotta sound and act like you're angry. It is not a big issue that the cannon did not shoot on time. Do not let it sell you. I don't care about that turret. Go and tell them I will make it shoot tomorrow, maybe in 2 days. I don't know. It will shoot when I feel like it. I rise out of the water and step onto the now worn tile floor. I feel myself wobble from the alcohol, from sitting in water for hours and from all the build-up frustration. Where the hell are my pants? You're just joking, right? You're going to go and check on the cannon, aren't you? Of course, Luke would never. No, I'm serious. You do whatever you want. I'm going to bed. Seriously, where are my damn pants? Luke, what's wrong? Nothing is ever wrong. Everything is just bloody perfect. Luke, this is not like you. You're acting very inconsiderate. Me? I am being inconsiderate. Having worked my ass off to prepare all of this for you. I always cut on sleep before every sky's ablaze, on top of keeping the usual shelter maintenance, so you can party. Everything I do is for you. I made this place to give you a home, to give you all home, a pet that any stray dog can be a part of. We know. But am I a part of your pack the same way that every dog is? I don't understand. What does that have to do with anything? Of course you are, yeah? Then why do you let Teeth do that to me? Oh crap. I think I'm starting to understand now. You thought what? Don't you give me any of the we thought you didn't care or we thought it was a big deal. You're a canine, so you can literally use magic to look into my mind and feel what I feel. Luke, every time I see T, he talks short about me. Not because I did anything to him, because I never did, but only because I'm a human. And what do you all do? Support him and laugh it off. When he dangled me over the floor like a rat dog and nearly crushed my arm, you didn't stop him, Rune. You just stared at us and made jokes afterwards. When I confided in you, Burry, you acted like I was overreacting, like you never did anything wrong. You have always been on Teek's side. Now he comes to the bastard straight up rants at me in my face, and you react only when he starts questioning your judgment. And then you don't even take a moment to see if I'm alright because you worry about him. Maybe Teek is right. Maybe I should just pack up and leave. See if you can take care of all this crap by yourself. How about that? Well, of course not. I can't have shelter. You can't have shelter without me. If I leave, it dies. I am shelter. I'm starting to believe T, you know. You don't really care about me, don't you? You only tolerate me because you have no other choice. Luke, that's just T. He's a dumbass. He doesn't even mean what he says most of the time. No, it's not just T. It's everyone. Wherever a new dog comes, they don't come to befriend me. They go to the other dogs. I always have to go and make the first move. I'm the one who has to break the ice and see past our differences and their prejudice. You can't imagine how tiring that gets. Obviously, we're different. I'm a human and you are canines. I tried to ignore that plain fact, but it's only so far the one-sided denial can take me. The truth has always been clear and obvious from the start. I would never grow a tail or fur on my skin. No matter how hard I train, I would never match you in strength, dexterity, and your social skills. And I've been bearing with it, clinging to the hope that somehow maybe the best is yet to come. But what if I have already lived through the best of my life? What if this is as good as it gets? I will always be the only human among all you dogs. I will never have a plot. I will always be a stranger here. Luke, you... What was that? What's going on? I don't know, I swear. I didn't. All of us look between each other and cross the now dark room. The sounds of bubbles in the bath cease and we can only hear the cold night wind. Eventually a few distant howls reach us from the outside. Max jumps out of the water and climbs the rubble to reach the hole at the edge of the shelter. He lets out a long howl of his own, full of focus. By the time his call dies out, his fur looks like it's made of icicles. It's not ice spikes. Still he stays in the cold wind and focuses silently. Did he connect with someone? Val looked at him, awaiting the news from the outside. Max looks at us. I can read fear in his eyes. The power across the whole shelter is down. Something is wrong with the turret. The feeling of cold in my stomach returns and grows tenfold. I forget to eat and breathe. What have I done? Is the horizon clear? No. They are coming. Survival, protection, love, honor, dreams. Since the beginning of time, the people of our realm have been bound to a never-ending strive for those ideals, their personal chase for happiness over and over again. While our world isn't a paradise, for us the taste of progress is always short-lived and bitter with pain. Some think we simply aren't born for happiness. We're the creatures of paradox, born to both fight and perpetuate this struggle. Even in ideal conditions and prosperous lands, people's hearts are never truly free of conflict. It only changes its form. Disillusionment, shame, loneliness, helplessness, death. And all the way down on the bottom, back at the abyss of creation and cold and sorrow, they always wait. Forever hungry, forever searching, forever learning. In their primal, never-ending feast, they continue to grow stronger every time we do. Born through the corrupted borderlands, the ultimate fate in the unbreakable loop of immortality. The monsters are a natural enemy. I brought them here, right when we're at our most vulnerable. And then one day I only wanted to have fun. Is the world punishing me just for that? How's that fair? Crap, I can't speak. I feel a terrible cold pressure against my mind and throat. That debilitating stress in my stomach spread across my whole body, making all my joints tremble. My heart pounds so hard. Why can't it just stop? And to feel every single squeeze and push of it, overwhelming and sickening. I hate this feeling. This is the accumulation of everything I've been keeping hidden down inside for months, years. Me my whole life, like a pile of dust and swept under a rug. But now a storm had come, and we had tripped the rug with the wind and spewed that filth everywhere. All over my friends, everyone in the shelter. Damn, I'm a terrible person. I'm the worst friend. This is not the time to feel sorry about myself. Everyone's lives are on the line. But cry out loud. Please, forget what I said just now. I didn't mean any of that. Luke, we have to go now. Rune, can you take charge? Please. I went to the control tower and fixed whatever went wrong. I'm sorry. I started putting my clothes on in a hurry without even drying myself up. We don't have any time to waste. I think I hear them saying something to me, but my thoughts are all over the place. I'm scared to hear their words. I definitely don't dare to look at any of them in their faces. Come on, don't just stand there. Let's go. I take a deep breath and slap my own cheek to bring myself back to clarity. It doesn't help. Not at all. Still, I went back into the darkness of the corridor. I can't see anything, but I know this place like the back of my hand. This has been our home for years. Even if I need to get there with my eyes closed, I will. With every second we waste here, someone can die because I'm out. Suddenly, I'm starting my tracks with a slam against a hard wall. A wall here? No, it's the metal gate. We usually keep this area closed because of the exterior damage in the baths, but I was sure that we left it open once we entered it today. Did Max and Bird close it after coming in? It's okay. Even if it's closed, I can still draw it open manually as long as it's not locked. Fork. This is terrible. I can't open it if it was locked by the system. There are those long, heavy bolts, and like other things, they kind of come in and what do I do? What do I do? Forgive me. I loved it after Teak left. It's okay, Luke. Sit down and leave it to us. You're clearly... Stop talking. Please, just stop. I don't want to listen to any of those voices right now. I just want to get out of here and fix everything. I want to be in the same room with them. I pushed my thoughts away from the gate, falling back towards the faint moonlight of our bathroom. I hit someone on my way. I almost fell, but I only started running faster. Away from those voices I don't want to listen to. Away from those eyes I don't want to look back at. We can't get out through the gate. My eyes land on the mirror smooth, rust-colored short sword. I grab it in my hand, a firm resolution to fight. There's only one way we can leave this place, then the massive hole in the ceiling. I jump over the rubble and try to climb over the wall. These are cracks for leverage. I want to call out to the dogs, but I stop myself. They will figure out to follow the same route regardless. The most important thing right now is for me to reach the control tower as soon as possible. I barely managed to reach the ledge with my fingers. The cold wind jams at them painfully, but I know it's only because I stayed in hot water for so long. With all my effort, I pull myself up high enough to hook my elbow over the ledge, and I expose my bare face to the salt of cold as well. It hurts. It hurts. Doesn't matter. This is nothing compared to how cold my own mind is making me feel right now. Even colder when I see a few blood sails flying across the sky in the distance. The flying monsters will get here much sooner than the land-bound ones. I'll be an easy target for them if I go out now. But it doesn't matter. As long as I can get to the control room faster, I don't care what kind of path I need to take. I will. Luke. Dog grabs me by the ankle. He doesn't let go of me. He pulls me down. He is stronger than me. Let go. No. What the hell do you think you're doing? What do you think? I'm getting out to fix the turret. You know you can't survive out there on your own. Yes, I can. No, you can't, you dumbass. The monsters will kill you. I don't care. There's no other choice. His upper lips trembles in growing anger, but I won't be intimidated. I try to use my free foot to peel off the hand clenching around my ankle, but he doesn't let go. Suddenly he tugs me down, and I fall into his arms. He brings me back onto the dry towels. Despite myself and protest and my various attempts, I push him away. Finally, he drops me down. My back hits the floor, and the sword falls off my hand. As he tries to get up and rush back towards the outside, but Rune's hands lay on my face and keeps me falling in place. Seriously, stop that. No, you stop. You can't force me to stay. I can and I will. Go out there or suicide for you. Yeah, but everyone else will die if I stay here and do nothing. But you don't need to go alone. Just calm down and I don't need your help. I'm fine without you. Now, get out of my... Let me go. You idiot. Why do you keep doing this? What? Saving your asses? Yes. On your own. Why? I stare at Rune, baffled and confused. He's usually a simple person. Right now I can't tell if he's angry, frustrated, or hurt. It's so hard for me to understand what's going on in his head. However, I don't feel any sympathy for him right now. I know he can be a manipulative asshole. If he's going to try playing the victim, I don't have any time to waste on him. Why is he stopping me? He knows he shouldn't have to act fast. And most of all, I simply don't want to be here with him. Rune, I have to go out there and fix it. Rune, I have to go out there and fix it. That's our priority. No, it's not. You are our priority. Yes, we have to do something about this whole mess, but before you go out there to fix shelter, first we have to fix you. As we stare into each other's eyes, inside my heart sinks and I become aware of the ice bath of stress my mind has been submerged in all this time. I feel uncomfortable speaking to Rune right now. If it isn't his usual goofy self, his ice-cold stare seems to strip away all my pretenses. I can't bring myself to master the stress inside of me with forced anger anymore. I look away, but even then the pressure still lingers. I hear the commotion outside all too clearly. Everything that has been happening right now is because of my incompetence. Why couldn't I just do everything like I always did? It was a little lonely, true, but that's just how life is sometimes. Everything happening now is because I tried to rebel against my will. Now hundreds of dogs are in danger. I have damaged my closest friendships. I don't believe I can mend everything I destroyed today. Everything I have been afraid of happening for months and years I'm facing right now. Everything is crashing down. It's too late to fix anything. Are you really going to stay quiet again? Come on, speak. I did. I already told them everything. All the things I should have just kept unspoken. That's a problem. Why couldn't I just keep my mouth shut? If only I could turn back time. Maybe we could go back to joking, like always. Yes, let's try that. Well, you could say, I have a knot stuck in my throat. Yeah? I did a careful glance at him. His expression doesn't change. Okay, that was a pretty good one. But I really don't want to joke right now, Luke. He just keeps staring at me with a serious, cold expression. This isn't the beast I was stupid, horny, husky goofball I grew so accustomed to, right? No, right now it's not Chief Rune or Shelter that I'm looking at. In the presence of Crimson Royal Grove's second high-packed general, Rune and the Siberian Husky clan. He's serious, intimidating, and unmoving. His usual soft appearance is gone, and only his powerful heart and presence fills the room. Is he angry at me? He has to be. The silence is what's getting to me the most. That's the complete opposite of what I know. But why won't he say anything? Is he? Oh no. Is he reading me with canine empathy right now? Dogs can naturally feel and understand the emotions of other people. Rune is an expert in interrogating prisoners of war with information with that power. This is how I can use mind vision to stare into the spirit possession of a person. Dogs can stare into each other's minds. That's the natural sense embedded in their social interactions. When you show one from another species, it's harder for the dogs, but Rune isn't just a normal dog. He has known me already for years. He has to have me figured out by now. The worst part is that even if he's doing that right now, I have no way of feeling that any clearer than a person could feel someone stare at their back. Is he suspicious of me? What is he trying to find in my mind? Whatever it is, this is so intrusive. It's so unfair. This is yet another thing I can't do myself as a human. Stop that. If you don't have anything more to say, then stop wasting our time. Let's go. If you wanted to ask something, then just... Why didn't you ask me for help? Huh? You know, with everything. It sounds like you've been dealing with a lot through all those last few years. Rune, can we really not talk about it later? People are in danger out there. So what? You think they can take care... So what, you think they can't take care of themselves for 5 bloody minutes? You really think we're all that useless? You're underestimating us. I repeat, they are our priority right now. You are. Yeah, why? You think I'm lying to you? I don't know. You aren't acting like yourself right now. I gotta know when you're genuine or not. Luke, was I really such a bad friend? Have I ever abandoned you in need? If only you had told me about Teak or anything, I would obviously do everything in my power to. No, you didn't need to tell me. I saw everything. I still understood what was going on in. Now tell me when Teak knocked you out unconscious doing arm wrestling. Yeah, I told you I was in pain. And what did you do? I laughed it off. But Luke, that's what I do. I distract people from pain with laughter. I didn't think it was leading to anything more serious, like the duel. You left me alone with him and told us to spar. What the hell did you think would happen? I don't know. I thought that would get you two closer. Not that he would go overboard like that and... Oh no. Ugh. Rune taps his feet over the icy cold floor, struggling to follow up his thought. Usually he has a short tongue. He retorts thoughtlessly in any social situation. Right now, however, he weighs his words carefully, and it's almost like he's scared to say anything wrong. He's picking to look at right now. Rune, it's really not that complicated. All the problems stem from the same source. If you thought that I could solve all my issues by just bearing with it and doing things my own way, that's because you thought of me like I was a canine. Strong, social, and integral part of the greater whole of our pack. But T doesn't share your sentiment. He sees me for who I truly am. but you are all of those things. You're strong and everyone loves you, and no, not all. I'm weak. I'm always going to be weak in all of those different ways because I'm not a dog. Of course you're not, you dumbass, but that doesn't mean you can't be just like us. You give it just a bit more time than silly. Rune, just stop. The sounds, bars and howls outside become louder and sound more urgent. I hear the sounds of metal being brandished. The dogs outside are preparing for battle. This is going nowhere. I want to get out and do something, not sit here and talk. Even if the gate is closed, there still has to be something I could do. I'll stop here for today. So that ended pretty bad. Throughout months of that scene, everybody was having a good time and just being themselves, being free and being around naked each other and just kissing each other and giving each other massages and just it was just a brief time for them to be free and just be themselves, truly. And T ruins it, and apparently Luke didn't quite he didn't really quite get the tour to work because in that scene where it shows us the screen, there's a you know that sound the computer makes when something is wrong or something gets rejected. That's what happened. So that scene there indicated that something's gonna go wrong. And now the monsters are out here, and it looks like Luke is finally realizing that he hasn't. Well, his ways of getting Luke to befriend, well, his way of getting Luke and Teak to get along together isn't working, and that he hasn't really been quite supportive to Luke as he should be. So I think this kind of like this really just like Burry's root, basically Burry, and he got to he realized that he hasn't been all that supportive with Luke as well. So this is just like with Burry's root and with Luke with Will not with Will realizing that he hasn't been supportive of Luke. So next time we'll go back and continue the scene where they have their talk about and they try to evaluate their friendship and how and where they go from here. Though certainly defeating the monsters is gonna be the main part. They're trying to defeat the monsters and all that, but certainly we'll come back next time. We're going to hear them talk some more about their friendship and whether there's any way, whether there's any better way for them to deal with Teak as well as them dealing with each other. So that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. See you later.